Hi, how are we all doing? So I'm going to do a little bit of a mini update on Cineworld. I wasn't going to do this video, but the video did really well. But at the same time, there's a lot of questions on the Cineworld video, so I felt like it was good to address some of them questions and not leave you guys kind of hanging. So I'm kind of following that video up. But same again, if I didn't do it in this sort of format, basically I wouldn't have been able to put a video up because I know the sound's not as good and the video's not as good. But if I do it my normal way, it just takes like it's a 24-hour turnaround on the video, so it just wouldn't happen. And like I say, I wanted to give you guys back some of them questions that you had on the last video. So yeah, hopefully this kind of clears a few things up and the whole Cineworld situation today. I will be back to my normal kind of videos tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So like I say, I'm going to try answer some of the questions that you guys left on the video yesterday about Cineworld. So just off topic, don't know if any of you guys saw Boris come out and see when he was on about, you know, support cinemas. It's kind of like a little bit late there, but anyway. So first of all, let's talk about the situation, about the money side of it. Obviously the stock went down huge and it was a very risky play, and every so often you are going to lose money on stocks. You know, the key is always to make more money than what you lose at the end of the day, and this is obviously a hit for me, probably a few other guys that are out there that did invest into it, because I know the guys that are watching Cineworld are probably invested into the stock, of course. So yeah, obviously, you know, sometimes it is going to be situations you lose. It's just one of those that you've just kind of got to, you know, learn from, look at certain mistakes he might have made in the situation, and like I say, just move on from it. And like I say, we all kind of knew this was a, you know, really risky stock. That was the big problem with it. And the really annoying thing as well is that at one point I was up on the stock like quite a bit, so maybe it was a situation where I probably should have sold at the time that was up like 40% at the time. That probably should have been when I sold, but at the same time, personally, this was a spec play. I didn't have that much money into it, so I don't mind what I did lose into this company. So yeah, like I say, if it's, hopefully, you know, if you are doing spec plays, it's always very small money, and you know, like I say, compare, you know, a Cineworld position compared to something that I have like a Boohoo position, totally massive differences. So say it's spec play, and maybe it was a position that I should have sold a little bit earlier, but overall there was a lot of things here that weren't generally really Cineworld's fault, but maybe on my half I should have sold when I was in profit a little bit more. And I'll just like to say as well, is like, obviously quite often, sometimes on the videos, I have people that, there's always kind of few trolls on there posting like negative comments, but obviously my position is really hard because I always show my portfolio all the time, and everyone can see it, and it's a really hard thing because you've got like, I have like 2,000 people that see every move that I make and can always criticize it. And there's always things like, in hindsight, like when you kind of know the outcome, people are like, oh well, obviously it wasn't going to work. That, you know, you're always going to get them sort of people. But like I say, it's a tricky position because people always see the portfolio things that I make, but quite often as well, I've had people that have come on the channel and said like, oh, you know, you lie about your numbers, you're not honest, you're not transparent. And I always try to be transparent. I always show my portfolio size, when I'm buying, when I'm selling, and I think this kind of proves that I am kind of transparent. You know, quite often people said, oh, you know, you don't own that much in Boohoo, you're not up 50% and what have you. But sometimes, you know, here we go, you know, mistakes are going to be made, but as long as there's more massive gains, like you know, Boohoo for example, than Cineworld, then obviously it's going to be in a good situation. But it's always good as well to learn from the mistakes that you do have. So with regards to selling, I actually did sell out. I kind of got killed on Trading 212. They put my order through quite late, so I actually sold out at something like 18 or 19. So I'm a bit annoyed with Trading 212 because they kind of put it in really late, and I kind of got near the bottom before we saw like a big bounce. Not sure where that will lead us. It might be a dead cat bounce. We might see another red day tomorrow, but at the same time, you know, you never know, it might be a bottom. But you know, I'm not really a short-term trader really, even though this was kind of more of a risky stock. You know, I kind of still always want to keep my focus on 2 to 5 years, like, you know, the other positions that I've had in my portfolio, like Microsoft, Facebook, everything like that. So this was just kind of a little bit more of a risky position. But I had a few questions asking me if I were going to short, but I didn't short the stock in the end. It was just a massive drop, and to get a short order in was impossible. So I didn't short the company. Like I said, I never kind of want to short a company. It was just one of those situations to just cover the losses in the drop, but the drop was just so steep. So no, I didn't short the stock, but, and yes, I did sell the stock, and I didn't, unfortunately didn't get an amazing price out of it, but still, it wasn't 100% loss, and like I say, it wasn't a huge position anyway. And the other question, I guess, was about buying Hollywood Bowl. I didn't really buy Hollywood Bowl. I thought I'd just leave it a little bit, very close to earnings as well. To be honest with you, I was going to buy Hollywood Bowl, but I decided just to hold it off there, with it being a leisure company and the certain lockdown situations and stuff like that. Thought I'd just hold on a second, maybe buying a little bit, but with what was going on in the US, I thought there might be some cheap US prices, so I was potentially actually going to buy Huya, which I think obviously the US and China are both economies. The stocks are going to outperform the UK stocks as well. That's why most of my money goes into the US and China stocks rather than the UK, because these generally better returns there. So if there's a chance to buy them companies cheaper, I think Huya is going to outperform probably most of my UK stocks that I do have. And Gang, I was going to buy Gang, but the stock went up 20% today after some fantastic news. I'm actually going to mention it in my free stocks to buy video tomorrow, and then on Wednesday I'll do a full update on Gang, because it was a very good information that did come out about the situation with the wing contract. But I was going to buy Gang, but it jumped, so I cancelled my order that I was going to buy in Gang. Very close to buying Huya, might buy that one as well, but if the US stocks are kind of at these prices, I might buy them than rather the UK stocks in general. And another little update, I won't reveal until Friday in case I do buy some stocks this week, but I can do a recap of like what I've done in the market on Friday or Saturday. And I did actually sell another 2 stocks today, both for profit. One was a bit of a risky stock that I wanted to just take the profit. I think it could be hurt a little bit over the next few months and kind of balance out that Cineworld loss. And also I sold another stock which was generally profit, and I think it was a good move for the portfolio. So I will cover them too on Friday, but yeah, I did sell 2 stocks for some nice profit as well today. So just a little update there anyway. So I hope you enjoyed the little mini update. Like I say, sorry about the quality once again, but we'll be back to normal at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. So but I thought it would be just really good to answer some of the questions that were there. So I hope you enjoyed it anyway, guys, and as always, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you next one.